My name is Lillian. I am 31 years old. My wife's name is Marcus. He is 35 years old. We have been together for 8 years. We live in a cozy apartment in a busy city. Our days were calm and steady, but we dreamed of something bigger. We dreamed of starting a family. We wished for a child. We waited for many seasons to pass. Each month, I prayed for good news, and each month, my heart grew heavy. But Marcus never let me lose hope. He would always smile and say, "Our moment will come, Lillian. Just wait." And then one morning, it did. I sensed something new. I felt a quiet change deep inside me. I took a test. I sat there waiting. My hands trembled. I saw 2 pink lines. I was expecting a child. I could hardly believe it. I glanced at my reflection and grinned. I was going to be a father. I waited for Amelia to return from her teaching job. I placed the test inside a small velvet pouch. When she stepped through the doorway, I handed it to her. She looked puzzled. She untied the pouch. She stared at the test, then lifted her eyes to mine. "Evan, is this true?" she asked. Tears welled up. Amelia wrapped her arms around me tightly. We laughed and shed tears together. That evening, we stayed on the couch, speaking softly for hours. We discussed possible names. We dreamed about what lay ahead. We felt overjoyed. In the following weeks, I experienced a new kind of affection, a bond with someone I had yet to meet. I spoke to my child every day. I would rest my palm on my stomach and whisper, "Hi there, little one. I'm your papa, your mama, and we both love you endlessly." Amelia would often place her hand over mine. We shared the news with our families. My father's eyes filled with tears. He embraced me and said, "You're going to be an incredible father, Evan." Everyone celebrated our joy. In our apartment, there was a small spare room. My wife and I decided it would be our child's nursery. We painted the walls a soft blue. We laid down a round, woolen rug. We placed a wooden cradle near the window. The room was ready. It waited patiently. The days rolled by. My wife's belly began to show. I began to feel tiny movements inside. Amelia would lean close, resting her ear on my wife's belly. She would wait patiently. Then her face would light up. "I felt a kick," she'd whisper with a grin. We visited the clinic for our regular checkups. The midwife placed the stethoscope gently and listened to the rhythmic beat. She smiled warmly and said, "Your little one is doing wonderfully." We both breathed a sigh of relief. Our next visit was going to be a special one. We would learn whether it was a son or a daughter. It didn't matter to us. We just longed to see the baby. My excitement kept me awake all night. The next morning, we arrived at the hospital. My wife reclined on the examination bed. I held her hand tightly. The nurse suddenly fell silent. My pulse began to race. Something felt wrong. I glanced at Amelia. Her cheeks had lost all color. She was staring at the midwife. The nurse's expression had shifted. No trace of her earlier smile. She turned toward us slowly. She drew in a long breath before speaking. "I'm so sorry, Evan, Amelia. There's no heartbeat." I sat frozen. No heartbeat? That can't be. We'd heard it clearly only weeks earlier. Everything was fine then. "What do you mean?" I managed to ask. "Maybe the monitor isn't working. Please check again." She ran the test once more. Conrad held my hand. The doctor finally looked at me. Her eyes were sad. "The baby is gone. Doris, I am so sorry." My world stopped. My heart stopped beating. I couldn't breathe. I don't remember much about leaving the hospital. I remember Conrad drove. I looked out the window, but I saw nothing. My mind was empty. My body was empty. My heart was empty. We were going home, but our home was not a happy place anymore. When we walked through the front door, Conrad held me. I began to cry. I cried for my baby. I cried because I did not know how to live after this. And then I saw it. The door to the baby's room was open. The empty cradle. I couldn't breathe. I turned my face away. I couldn't bear to see it. The crib stood silent, and it would remain that way. "Shut the door." "Amelia," I whispered. "Please, just shut it." She quietly stepped over and closed it. The days that followed felt like a fog. I barely left the bed. My chest felt unbearably heavy. Amelia was a caring wife. She brought me small meals, stayed beside me, and clasped my hand whenever tears came. She was hurting deeply as well, yet she tried to be my strength. Our families visited, their eyes filled with grief. The phone rang with voices saying, "We're so sorry." Others told us, "You're still young. You can try again." I understood they meant well, but each phrase cut deeply. Try again? How could I? I didn't wish for another child. I longed for our child. The one I had cherished. The one I had lost. As the weeks turned into months, I slowly began rising from bed. I started eating proper meals. I even managed a few smiles, though they carried a shadow of sorrow. In the park, I noticed fathers cradling their newborns. At the market, I passed expectant mothers. Loneliness wrapped around me. Amelia returned to her job. She made an effort to bring normalcy back. Movie nights, shared dinners, but an unspoken heaviness lingered. She mourned too, though her grief took a quieter path. She kept her sorrow locked away. One night, I stood at the sink, rinsing dishes. My gaze drifted through the window toward our small balcony garden. It was overgrown, the leaves brittle, blossoms withered. A sudden wave of sadness rose, and tears blurred my vision. Amelia stepped in quietly. She didn't speak. She simply wrapped her arms around me. "I miss our little one so much, Amelia," I whispered. She pressed her lips to my temple. and then I felt the warmth of tears soaking into my shoulder. She was crying too. We stayed like that, holding each other, letting the silence speak for us. In that moment, I didn't feel so alone anymore. We were shattered, but we were shattered together. That evening, we opened up, truly spoke, for the first time in months. We remembered our child, and we chose a name. We called him Rowan. Another evening, I turned to Amelia and said, "I think I'm ready." She met my eyes. "Ready for what?" she asked softly. "For the nursery," I replied. "I think it's time we open the door." We walked down the hallway side by side. My chest felt tight, but I wasn't walking in alone. Amelia was with me. She turned the knob, and the door creaked open. My eyes went straight to the small crib, still untouched. I thought of our son, Rowan, who never got to rest there. My vision blurred with tears. We stayed in that quiet room for a long while, unsure of what to do next. Should we pack it all away? Sell it? Then a thought came to me. What if we donate it? I whispered. Amelia glanced at me. "Donate it?" she repeated. "Yes," I said. "All of it. The crib, the blankets, the little shoes. What if we pass them on to a family who's waiting for their child?" Oliver stayed silent for a few seconds. Then a faint smile touched his lips. "That's a beautiful thought, Harper." And so we did. It wasn't easy. We reached out to a community group that supported parents who were struggling. The coordinator, a kind man in his 50s, thanked us again and again. "You can't imagine the difference this will make," he said. The crib we kept for last. We decided to give it to a young couple Oliver knew from his office. They were preparing for their first baby, but money was tight. We carried it into their small rented home. The mother-to-be's eyes shimmered when she saw it. "It's perfect," she said softly. "We never thought we could have something like this." Life feels different now. Maybe one day this home will echo with the laughter of little ones. Maybe it never will. But I know we will be all right. Oliver and I have grown stronger together. Our love runs deeper than before. What we went through did not shatter us. If you are facing a season of pain, please remember this. It's okay to feel the sadness. It's okay to shed tears. And it's okay if your healing takes time. Your heart has more strength than you realize. The light will return. You just have to keep moving forward, one day at a time. If this story touched you, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.